how I'm gonna be doing more live streams. Basically, I wanted to give more context on why you will be seeing more live streams on here and kind of give you guys a little bit of a rundown on what to expect. I do think that it'd be very fun for me to start doing these in real life live streams. Well, that kind of is, of course, it would have to be in real life, but these IRLs where I'm doing different videos showing different areas, not just different weed events. I think that would be a cool one, of course. I think that would be a very fun one to spice into the mix is do weed events, do all sorts of different events, but also do some ones where it is me documenting different cool areas that I'm near in that moment. I think that, of course, doing ones in Miami would be very fun, very interesting for this channel. So I think that's ones that you guys can expect to see within the next few weeks. At least is some ones that are going to be in Miami. There's going to be one event that is literally the day after my birthday. My birthday is on the 2nd of December, so I'm definitely going to be going to this event on December 3rd. That is going to be very cool, very interesting to just go to and check out because I haven't actually met a bunch of the people who are going to be at it. So it'll be cool to actually uh, be able to introduce myself, be able to network with all these different people. But on top of that, it'd be very cool to just see one of these Florida events. I've only been to one so far, I believe one, and it was a BZ event, which was really cool. It was a fun one to get to go to because BZ's a very interesting character, but it's also one that isn't necessarily going to be super entertaining for the people who are just watching from afar because it is just a huge line. It's not really much interaction with someone like a BZ. You're not gonna get to go there and do an interview with them. It's more or less gonna be one where it's buy and go because it's like you just don't have any room for comfort in a place like that versus where some other ones like the one I'm going to on the 3rd. I think it's going to be a lot more room for comfort, a lot more room for consumption. There's going to be a lot more room for people to get to have that full experience where I think that's very fun for the people. I think the people really do enjoy an event like that versus one where it's just more buy and go. But also, I think people enjoy the buy and go one too. I think there's a lot of fun in both. So, definitely something to look forward to. I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos like that. One actually, I think I'm going to do in the next week or so is a live stream where it's just going to be me and BZ sitting down doing a discussion, speaking about some things I think the people would love to hear spoken about. It would be sort of like an interview style video, but what I'm thinking is maybe do a live stream so that I can um, do a live stream so that I can actually so that I can what is the word that I'm coming to so that I can document it in like real time, give the people an opportunity of give the people an opportunity of asking any questions they may have and also getting to hear things in live term like in live version because it's always fun for me I think to see how people react in live versus an edited video. I think when you have time to edit things it just it makes anyone feel comfortable when sometimes the best thing to feel is that discomfort, that sense of nature, the sense of actually having a little bit of a risk behind what you were saying or what you're doing is valuable to a lot of people, such as me. I think it's something that is also very entertaining for the people. I think that's why people are so entertained by watching a lot of these Twitch streamers who may not necessarily be speaking about anything super passionately. They might not be speaking about anything in like a very educated way sometimes, but they're doing it in such a real way that is going to be genuinely taken in by the people and really appreciated by the people. So it's something that I think would be a perfect style for me to be starting to focus in on. So something I would hope to be able to present to everyone consistently over the next few weeks, over the next however long that I can. So I would say the one that I'm definitely aiming to do next, the one that I think would be pretty big, pretty interesting for the people, is the one with Be Easy. Of course, if you've been watching along my page for a decent amount of time now, you've probably seen that I've interviewed Be Easy 3 times now. 3 times is like a good amount for the amount of times that I've interviewed anyone. I've only done I don't know how many interviews, and 3 of those interviews so far have already been with Beezy. So me and Beezy have almost like ten hours of content together. So it's definitely someone who I can say there's like a range of comfortability with that person. It's someone who I can understand is definitely going to have great feedback on the questions that I have prepared for him because he's definitely someone who doesn't hold back. There's a lot of people in the game who are going to think a little too hard before they say certain things, which in my opinion, all credit to them if they're trying to save face, but it's very cool to interact with someone who doesn't want to hide their true colors, someone who's ready to show their true face and show their true side because it goes a long way. It's something that I think everyone appreciates, and I think that's one of the big factors on why Be Easy is basically the biggest in the game at the moment, is because he's willing to sit down with someone like me. He's willing to sit down with all these different characters who are going to not necessarily press him, not necessarily try to make him uncomfortable with some of the questions they're asking, but they're going to put him on the hot seat and they're going to give him an opportunity to say how he really feels. And when we do that with a lot of these other characters, the reaction people get is not usually genuine. It's more these sugar coated answers, these as they call filibusters, where people are just saying a bunch of words, word salads to try to kind of stray away from actually trying to really answer. It's more or less just this political goofy game that is is very annoying to see, especially for someone like me. I genuinely hate when someone doesn't say how they truly feel. I hate when someone says things that I know they truly don't believe. So it is a breath of fresh air to speak to someone like a Beezy, where you can tell he's saying what he actually feels, and he actually is doing it in a way that is usually not going to make everyone happy, but somehow, some way, he is able to speak to the masses in a pretty pure way, pretty cool way. So basically, to sum up what I'm saying here is that I'm gonna start trying to do a lot more live streams on here as often as I can do them. I think it would be very fun to make it a as consistent thing as possible so that I can continue to grow this channel in a very organic way. I think that of all the channels that I've tried to create, this is going to be the one that I try to really focus in on and really try to build to a level that I can be happy with. I think this is one of the ones that is going to have a chance of me doing it in a proper way. So I definitely want to keep doing different things for this channel and trying out different options. Of course, the main focus is definitely going to be interviews, but as I mentioned, doing in the IRL videos where I go to these different places and record, I think that would be a fun piece of the puzzle as well. So I'm going to try to make a list of different places around the South Florida area where I can do some different content. Of course, if it's the South Florida area, Miami's at the top of that list. It's definitely a place that has countless options on stuff to document, and it is just a place that is always live. It's a very live environment. So I definitely would say expect that, but also any recommendations are always appreciated. I want to make it as entertaining and as consumable as possible for the audience that I'm already being gifted with, but I also want to continue to expand the audience, continue to test new boundaries and try different things. So with that being said, I definitely have no actual idea of what is going to be the actual end picture of a channel like this. I think it's definitely going to have to evolve in a lot of ways before I ever get it to something that is what I'm comfortable with. But as you guys can see, the journey has started. So much love and respect to anyone who is going to help keep this pushing. Definitely would, as I mentioned, really appreciate any of the recommendations, but definitely will have much more coming within the next few days. I'm gonna try to do some clips of the Yellow Skunk Farms interview, because that is an interview that is packed with different educational topics. That was just a privilege to have the opportunity of actually getting that interview done. He's a very cool person, very creative person, someone who's been able to do such a interesting style of growing where he's literally put his own spin on the Korean natural farming, where it's just mind blowing. When you're able to see his farm, it's just, or I should probably call it a garden, not a farm. But when you're able to see his garden, it is just breathtaking. It is something that is just amazing to see. So definitely was a huge accomplishment to be able to actually interview him, but also it's going to be a huge reward when I clip it all up and get to present it to the people in that way as well, so that maybe the people that don't have 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours of time to spend on watching a thing that isn't necessarily super visual will be able to also enjoy the visual side of it. They'll be able to see all the different clips that will have the visuals in it that will keep everyone satisfied. So definitely want to keep expanding the channel, um, keep coming with more interviews, but also the interviews that I do have, I want to start breaking those down into clips and presenting it to the people and showing the people that there's already a bunch of documentation on this channel of a lot of things that you may not have ever heard of, a lot of these things that you may be amazed once you learn it. And I definitely would say the creative side of my channel is definitely yet to be perfected, yet to be really even done in a proper way at all. So a lot more to be seen, a lot more to be seen. Much love and respect to anyone who has helped create this, though. I definitely have this one very key player on my team who's been helping me do a lot of the thumbnails and a lot of the creative stuff, and that is an honor to get to have that, because obviously just it's something that I'm not making money off yet. It's not something that I can monetize just yet, but It's cool to have anyone see the potential, see the growth. So much love and respect to anyone who does tune in for any of these future videos. Much love.